cameras all over their house to like record him.
Oh my
She's
god.
like, first of all, I haven't been there since we left. And second of all, she's like, when I left, I unplugged the security cameras we had because I didn't want him watching me leave.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
she didn't want to get caught.
Yep.
So she's like, and that's when the last time I touched anything because I hadn't been home.
Yep.
So, yeah, so that's like escalating big time. And then he's like still refusing to like agree to anything because he wants to maintain the right to give them all the meds that she was telling him. Isn't that fucked up?
Oh my god. I was like, that is like.
Well, and that, yeah, and like I'm glad that the therapist reported it on her. But like the one thing I will say that like, and I've told my husband this too, I was like, you know, when you're in emotionally and mentally abusive situations, like, you can't confidently say how you would react.
No.
But
to a certain point, you do.
If, like, my husband put a fucking nicotine patch on my kid,
oh my god,
I would be whooping some ass. Like, that's how much rage would come out of me. Like, yeah. Because, like, when I heard it, my blood pressure rose.
When I heard it,
you're like, what the fuck?
I sat there and I was like, who does that? And the kids didn't even know. And was like, I feel dizzy. And this, I'm like, what?
Yeah, and she like said at one point when she realized it was like, she's like, I just hope you told our son that, like, if Daddy tried, that you can just tell him no. And I'm like, why would you make your like 8-year-old do that? Like, why would you not be saying, when Daddy tries, you come get Mommy? You know what I mean? That's what I would be saying. Yeah. Like, if he tries, you come get Mommy.
Oh, and
like,
she told me that there was like a car incident. Like, he was like chasing the kid in and out of the car, trying to like put it on him.
Yeah.
So he tried to slide in on the back.
Yeah, and he like threw shit at the wall.
Yeah.
And like, she was like, and the one thing she was saying is like, she's telling us shit that's been like happening this whole time. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
She's like, I didn't know. Like, I just thought maybe it was pregnancy brain. I was like,
what? Oh my god. No.
You have a master's degree in engineering. Like,
you are a smart individual.
Like, tell me how you got there in your head. Because, like, I'm genuinely trying to understand.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things. I'm like, okay, anybody that I know that I've talked about this guy to would tell you that my spidey sense on him the whole time has been hatred. Like, like I've never liked the guy.
Yeah. But it's right there.
I'm like, everything he does is weird. Yeah. Like, and it's
off.
And yeah, and it's clearly gotten 10x worse.
Yeah.
But like, she's the one, I mean, I think you remember, she's the one I told you about, like, that we were getting all the weird texts from COVID about the vax. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe it was him on her phone, but like, she had like a meltdown herself when her brother died. So like, like, how much was she enabling? And like, so you're like trying to be a good friend, but you're like, I don't.
At the same point, where's the line?
And so that's why, like, on that evaluation, I was trying to be really careful because I was like, I don't want to act like she's this amazing parent when I do know there's some things she's done behind the scenes that even I've been like questioning. Like, I don't know about that one.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, because like when her kids were born, like she switched like pediatricians like 4 times because she felt like none of them were like listening to her.
To what she needed.
And I was like, there's like, I get like, yeah, you can have a conflict with one, but like, again, like
when it's
that many, don't you think that you might be the problem here?
Yeah.
Like, because like, yeah, she like, she still is like super like weird about vaccines with the kids. Like, I don't even know how far they really are vaccinated, to be fair. Like, I don't know if there's some of the ones that she wants waivers for.
Oh, yeah.
Because she was like, one of the things she was fighting for was like a delayed vaccination schedule.
Yep.
And I was like, I don't object. Like, that's fine. Like, I feel like that's within your right.
Yeah,
like,
that's within right to delay it.
I don't want my 6-month-old to get 6 on one day like they try to do sometimes. Yeah. You know, and like, I didn't even have to ask though. Like, my pediatrician just kind of staggered things. He's like, okay, we're only going to do these 2 today, and then we're going to put this one on this day. You know what I mean? And so, there's just some weird things like that.
Just doesn't make sense, sort of stuff.
Fucked up shit. But I have not heard anything in a while. But she was saying like there's not going to be another court date until like end of September. So like that's the earliest like anything will be initially decided.
Okay.
But then the thing I got on her on a little bit was she said that when he filed, he only filed for separation because he's like uber Catholic and like obviously that's a big no-no to get divorced. And I asked her, I was like, okay, but when you responded, did you ask to convert it to divorce? Well, no, I haven't done that yet.
No.
And I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. No, she still hasn't done it. And she's claiming because she doesn't want to do anything until custody's decided.
Oh, Lord.
And I'm like, okay, but clearly he's not going to agree. The court has to put the order in. Yeah. So what does it matter at this point?
Oh,
like, he's not, you're not going to get him to stipulate to anything. Like, that's been made blatantly clear.
Clear,
so, like,
him, yeah.
You know, because I was like, I swear to God, if she does not fucking, like, divorce and, like, firmly walk away, like, I'm going to lose my mind.
Well, and I mean, it's for the kids, too.
Yeah.
Like, get it together. Get it together.
Yeah. That whole thing is such a cluster.
Because if she, like, I would rather file for a divorce in that situation than a separation because, especially going through those proceedings with the stuff he's pulling.
Well, that's my thing. I'm like, because if you don't do it before this is decided, then you have to wait 6 months to then refile for divorce. Jeez. That's a cost. Because, like, I used to work at the court. That was my first job. Yeah. And, like, I know all this shit. And, like, weirdly enough, I still remember it. But, like, yeah, I remember that. I remember people being upset. And I'm like, you had to change it before the judge put the orders of separation in. Now you have to wait. Yeah. Like, now you have to wait, period. Like, you can't switch it.
That's how the cookie crumbles.
And I'm like, I don't even get the desire not to be divorced at that point.
Right?
Like,
you don't want to be tied to anything bad that individual does, and you are. If you're still allowing that to be tied.
Yeah. Well, and then she's like freaking out because like I guess this evaluator did hint a little bit that he may not even be employable anymore because of his mental issues.
No.
Which means she's on the hook for maintenance.
Oh God.
And
worst case right there.
Well, and I told her, I was like, the ideal scenario here would be you get full custody. Yeah. Because then child costs and medical costs and all those things are factored in. Yeah. Like that to reduce your total that he can even take from.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I said, and then from there, theoretically, I said, mental health does qualify for Social Security disability. So then we should get
that amount
factored in to reduce your liability again. Yep. And then you should only be liable for that. And I said that one good thing about Colorado is you're only responsible for up to half the length of the marriage. So they've been married for 10 years, so she would be on the hook for 5. Unless they can get him to agree to like a lump sum or something, and then that's it.
That's a different,
But yeah, she was like, so she works at Lockheed, and she's been there since she started. And so Lockheed like has insane 401k matches and stuff. So she's got like $700,000 in her 401k. She was telling me, and she's like, I'm gonna have to pay him half of it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so she's like, he's gonna get this cash lump sum and be able to go buy himself a new house, and I'm not gonna be able to buy one because she's like, I can't take my 401k out. No. And she's like, I have been paying everything, and she's like, I have no cash, I have all this, debt to our name now, and I'm like, oh my God, he freaking worked you hard.
For sure.
I don't know what else to say other than that.
He found his way.
We said that all along. Don't you remember when they got like married? I was like complaining to you back then that like
it was weird.
Went back to Texas on them.
Yes.
And shit.
Crazy stuff.
It was like the day after they got married, he just went back to Texas to live his life.
Yeah. He's like, all right, we're
got
good.
My sugar mama, now I'm good.
I'm good. She'll give me babies and take care of me.
Like I'm so dumbfounded by that whole fucking thing. Yeah, it's like, again, you're like trying to be a good friend, but you're like, I don't want to know this. Like, I don't want to be called into court.
The same sense, you're like, oh, how deep do I want to get involved on this?
Well, yeah, because then, like, I think Nicole, like, she told me, like, just yesterday, I think she finally sent her reference, and she's like, I didn't know what to do. And I was like, no. I was like, this is what I did. I was like, you got to frame only what you visibly stated. I was like, I said, as much as it sounds bad, don't trust what Jessica said. Just go off what you've seen. Yep. And I was like, we've seen him do some stupid shit, so it's not, like, far-fetched to say that. Like,
and you're not lying. You're keeping it very surface, too, which is good. Because he's seeing it, so you don't need to draw attention to it.
Like, her brother's freaking funeral. He, like, the babies are crying, and she's up taking care of all the kids, and he's just sitting there minding his own business.
Insane.
I'm like, it's her brother. Yeah. She should be, like, focused on the funeral, and you deal with the kids.
Yeah, handling them and letting her mourn.
Yeah. Yeah, I just, like, and then, like, her brother's, like, widow, her sister-in-law is like a fucking walking disaster these days. Like got her payday off her dead husband and is like partying all the time and just dumps the kids on their parents, like grandma and grandpa.
Yeah.
And like one was so bad, like okay, obviously my friend is like taking care of her 3 kids.
Yeah.
And this sister-in-law wants to go to Mexico, so she dumps the kids with my friend. And I was like, because she goes, well, what's one more kid? I was like, you have 3 fucking kids to care. What do you mean, what's one more kid? Like that's a ton of kids.
Yeah. Like, you're like, let's just add to it.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Isn't that insane? That whole side. I'm like, okay, I've known them since I was 3. And like every day, like every year, it's just getting more and more psychotic.
More and more crazy. You're like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Ay.
Well, like, and I'm like, just clearly drama just follows them because like the oldest sister, she used to babysit me when I was little and stuff, and she's like a super sweetheart. She was actually adopted. And when she was like, she's an amazing she's always been amazing with kids. So she was like, not unsurprisingly, she became a preschool teacher, and she was great at it.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, like 3 weeks into the school year, I'm like getting calls because she was getting accused of child abuse.
What?
And they like immediately fired her for it without even like investigating or anything because this kid had some bruises. And apparently one day he went home with like his underwear on backwards or something like that, right? And she was the only, like she's of like, I want to say they've determined she's like part Native American, part Samoan descent. So like she was the only person, this is Parker, Colorado, so she's the only person of color at the school, right? And so she gets a lawyer and stuff, and like obviously like she doesn't make a ton of money, so the expenses are adding up fast.
Yeah, very.
And the DA basically gives her this offer that says like if you just agree, like you stipulate to like a deferred sentence, like in 2 years, your record will be sealed and this will be off your record.
Oh my god.
Just to get her to like plea bargain it, right? Because like there wasn't like deep evidence or whatever.
Right.
And she didn't want to pay all the court costs, so she took the agreement.
Oh
which
my
is
god.
insane, and she was devastated
Oh my
because that
god.
also means she couldn't work as a teacher, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not even a month after all of this was settled, the mother was sent to the hospital and diagnosed with Munchausen's by proxy, which is the one where moms like make their kids sick for attention.
Yeah. There was a big case on that. What's her name? I want to say Rose.
Oh yeah, Gypsy Rose.
Rose. Yeah.
And so she was apparently doing things to get attention.
Oh my god.
So then I was like, you need to go back to your lawyer and demand the whole thing or you'd be thrown out, right? No, she didn't do it.
What?
She's like, well, I don't want to go back to the school. And like the school even called her to like re-offer her job when all that happened. She was like, didn't go back, understandably, but like.
But still.
I was like, but you could have had that wiped from your record completely.
Oh
without
my
having to do all the
gosh.
shit you had to do.
Yeah.
And get your money back. And you could have sued her.
Oh my gosh.
For more money, because I would have in that instance, because she ruined your life.
Oh my god.
What are you saying? Like, the drama falls
Yeah.
them, like, because that's her thing. And then obviously the brother passed away from a stroke
Wow.
at 42. And then, yeah, now she's got this. The
Wow.
friend is like, this is their,
That's a lot.
that's been like their last 8 years. All of that.
Holy cow. That's one of those, it's kind of like there's certain people that like, it just never ends with the drama with
Yeah,
them.
you can't figure it out.
Yeah.
You're like, what you do in your past life?
Right? You're like, what is going on here? Oh, that's crazy.
I know. So, how's the drama in your life?
Just, same old, same old.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, man. So funny.
How's Hubby doing? Is he doing a lot of traveling? Or?
Not too bad. I mean, obviously he did that India stint in the summer.
Yes. How did?
He was fine. Like,
Okay.
he's pretty good on those now. Like, it was just like
How long was he gone for again?
3 weeks.
Ugh.
So we did the Disney trip, and then I came home with the kids from Florida, and then he took off from Florida.
Okay.
And yeah, he took like these 2 like guys that went for the first time, and they were like straight up like Midwest island white dudes, like born on the farm. So when you're talking going to India, and he said like this one guy was clearly just like struggling the whole trip to the point like he was getting ready to like even tell her boss like he's not cut out for these kind of trips.
He
Like,
can't handle it.
yeah. And then like, on the second to last day, he finally tells Dan that he has like IBS and Crohn's.
No.
And like, but my doctor said it would probably be okay. And I'm like, dude, India's the last place you want to be with IBS and Crohn's.
You're
Are you
gonna
joking
die. Oh my god, poor guy.
I know.
And he went that whole time, and he's just probably keeping that secret to himself.
Yes.
Literally exploding.
But it was like Dan just said like they weren't even like listening sometimes, like because like he gives them all the ground rules, right? Like you don't want to like get a drink with ice in it because like their water is different, like and that will cause digestive issues. And he's like they go to like a coffee shop and they order like a frappuccino, not even thinking about how it's blended, right?
Oh
like and he's like they would just
God.
do stupid things like that. He's like, no, stop touching it.
Stop,
Like,
leave it.
don't touch.
Oh my gosh, that's too much.
Because yeah, like that's like my husband's number one thing. He always just says you only do bottled waters, like, and
There's a way for everything.
Yeah, it works just fine. You just have to follow the rules.
Yeah, follow the rules and you'll be just fine.
Same thing like when people say you go to Mexico, like you have to avoid the ice drinks because again, things are just different. They aren't filtered the same way.
The filtration's not the same, and your body's not used to like that processing of whatever it is.
Well, yeah, you don't theoretically you don't even want to drink with ice in it for that same reason. Like unless you want fake cubes or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Or you better be prepared with the like anti-diarrhea because you're gonna have a rough time.
Right, it's gonna be a struggle, but oh god.
So funny.
Does he have any other trips coming up?
So the wedding, and then he's got to go to Scottsdale for work, like in September for a week, and then he has to. They have like a conference, but it's here in Denver, but it's out of Gaylord by the DIA. But he has to stay there, like he can't come home. So I know. I was like, I guess it's not as.
I mean, what if you could get somebody to stay with the kids? You could go stay at the hotel with him.
Freaking wish we have 3 nights of fucking soccer.
Oh god.
Yeah, so I have to do all that taxi service.
Oh Lord.
I know.
It's like you think of something like fun to go do, and you're like, wait.
I know, you're like, oh, we did. Oh no, we can't.
Not gonna happen.
Well, and like it's one thing that like I was saying to my husband, like. But like it would be nice sometimes like to like have parents that were not in state because then they could, like fly in and like watch your kids and just do their routine while you go do something. But like when they're here, none of them like are ever willing to like stay over. They want the kids at their house only.
Yeah,
so like
they want to do in and out.
Yeah, and I can't do anything then that like involves around school days because I have to still be able to get the kids to and from school.
Because what grades are we in now?
Kindy, 2nd, and 4th.
Holy Toledo.
Wow. 2 years all at the same school though, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
And they all can ride the bus, so that's nice.
So you have a grade between each one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's nice.
That'll be nice come high school.
It will be. Well, I think. We'll see how that goes. But
see how that cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just like, and it's weird how like faster it keeps getting.
It literally does. Like, for example, this summer, I feel like I didn't have summer.
Same. Ditto.
I'm like, wait.
But you were traveling a lot.
Yeah, I was on the go.
Yeah.
I was on the go. I'm like, I need another summer. Let's redo this.
Speaking of, last night we talked, I feel like Russ wasn't like settled your contract. Did they get all that sorted out?
Yes.
Okay, good.
We're good. We're going. We're living.
All right.
Travel's been good. Shows, we've just been, going. And then right now I don't have any travel on the books right now.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. So I'm just not pushing anything. So I'm like, all right.
You're like, I'm not gonna say shit. You told me.
Right. And there's been so many issues with like the airports and airlines and everything. And I'm like, they need to get it together because we're having lots of accidents, plane delays, shutdown systems. I'm like, I just don't want to get stuck or caught up on one of those.
Oh, 100%.
So I already have. I got caught up with Harper when she was 1.5, and I had Faith flying to Vegas.
Oh, of course.
And because I was like, I'm going to go do a hair show and bring the girls. Watch your eye. I'm like, and I'm going to do that. And then I got to DIA, and it was when the big Southwest shutdown had happened years ago.
I remember that one.
And thank God, my mother-in-law is so old school that she always takes screenshots of emails. And the only way I was able to leave the airport because she had a screenshot of my my flight number. because I didn't know my flight number. So if you didn't know your flight number, you couldn't. They were having to manually look up each one.
Oh.
So now I take screenshots of every flight and I text them to my husband. Yeah. I'm like, all right. Old school ways sometimes prevail.
Yeah, sometimes being super anal.
Right? It'll come through.
It'd be like, yeah, all the old people with their paper printouts, like
Yes.
they probably got their whole binder
Laid out ready.
Well, that's why, like, at that Kai for next month, I did that because I was like, he's 100% old school.
Oh yeah.
Like, I had to like teach the daughter how to use the Disney app because like he was like, I don't want to.
There's no way it's gonna happen. Oh.
But yes, I agree. The flights are like really obnoxious.
Yeah. It's
So
crazy
I'm taking the kids. They don't know it yet, but like, so we're gonna do like a Disney cruise at the end of the school year.
Yes, they're gonna freak out.
I was waiting until they were bigger because cruise ships in general freak me out a little with smaller kids.
And the timing of flying, getting on, and going.
Yeah, and
That's a
so
lot.
I figured like my plan is we're gonna fly the day before because I'm terrified of the airplanes. I'm like, if something happens with an airplane, the boat doesn't wait. So,
No.
So we're gonna go the night, like the morning before, which is technically like their last half day of school. So I'm just gonna
Okay.
pull them out.
I would
Let's
do the same.
Like, that's a half, like
They're not doing
They
anything.
go 7 to 11. Like no.
They're not doing anything.
We're
okay.
leaving.
Holiday.
And like Isla's little kindy graduation is the day before, so we're
Oh,
really not
okay.
missing like anything
No.
of value.
No.
So yeah, we'll do that. We'll fly down, and then like we're gonna stay because I've always wanted to try. And there's only one night. We're gonna stay at the Grand Floridian, which is like that super bougie one. I've always wanted to. I was like, okay, for
Good
one
for
night
you.
I can eat it.
Good for you, yes. Live it up.
And live it. And then the nice thing is when you stay there, then Disney has a bus that just takes you to the boat.
Straight over.
And like they handle all your luggage for you that way. So
That's nice.
so yeah, what I'm trying to decide though is like I don't know that my kids would be able to physically handle being right next to the park and not walking in it. But it's like tickets could be like $600 for like maybe 6 hours.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like
Kind of like safe for what you should
yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and the cruise is not cheap either.
No, no.
Disney especially, their markups are nuts.
But man, they do it right.
That's what everyone tells me.
Yeah.
I'm not like, I'm excited because like the bar on this one is like a haunted mansion theme.
Oh, that's exciting.
I know, and I was like, and my kids are old enough that I'm like, okay, I can give them a little bit of freedom.
And they're also gonna remember it.
Oh yeah.
Like they're finally old enough where they can have some freedom. They're gonna remember it.
The one thing I'm struggling with, like, I've been going back and forth because like one person flipped out at me and told me I was like insane for even like thinking about this.
What?
So, some people I know, they like bring like an extra phone or something. 'Cause
Yeah.
I guess like iMessage works really well on the Disney boats,
Okay.
and so they like leave one with the kids, right? So that
Yeah.
they have a way to contact mom and dad.
Yeah.
And then they said at night, like when the kids go to bed, like mom and dad, put the kids to sleep, and sometimes they go out for a
Do their
nightcap or
thing, yeah.
something. I mean, it's not like there's casinos or anything. It's just like the bars. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's right there.
And so I was like, well, maybe like I could put the kids down and then go back out for like an hour or something. And like somebody blasted me. What if there's an emergency and the ship starts sinking? And I'm like,
Lord.
but like, I don't think I would be so incapable of running the 3 floors down to the room to get the kids.
Right, you're
Like,
in shape enough that you could fly as fast as you could, and also your oldest is old enough. You tell him instructions if
I was gonna
emergency
say, he
happens.
will be almost
XYZ.
He will be almost 10,
Oh,
or
yeah,
excuse me, almost 11. Like,
Yeah.
like I feel like if he's not capable of like doing something at that age, like then I have bigger concerns in my
You
life.
have
Like,
not been parenting properly.
and I purposely booked a room that does not have a balcony because like, it has like a
Yes.
massive porthole and
Yep.
like window sitting
Yep.
thing, and so
You don't have to worry about
I don't have to worry about them
outside.
going outside.
Mhm.
So I'm like, why would this be a problem?
No, I
Like,
think that's fine. I think that's totally fine.
yeah.
Especially since you have multiples, they're kind of like their own little group together.
They are. They really are.
And you get the oldest instructions, and they're good to go.
Well, and the reality is, so like on the Disney cruises, they have these like really crazy kids clubs. So I have a feeling my kids are gonna be there all the time.
All the time.
But
Living
I
their best
found
life.
out that if they're 8 or older, they can sign themselves in and out. They don't need a parent to come and
Really?
get them. So I'm like, okay, so the reality is, by the cruises standards even, my 2 boys
Are
are
good.
old enough to
Yeah.
go in and out at will.
Yep.
just not Isla.
Yeah.
But she has 2 brothers.
Yeah.
So
That
I
will
mean,
protect her with their life.
yeah, they literally were hand walking her to kindergarten every morning. Like I didn't even have to go in.
That
They
is so
insisted.
cute.
Isn't it? Like
They're like, we got you, sis.
they're so good with her. Like I mean.
Watch
So yeah, like I told my husband, I was just like, I feel like it will be fine. Like, and it's not like we're gonna be doing things that are out until like midnight.
And if you guys don't feel comfortable and you see the area, then you don't.
Yeah,
or
then
you
you
feel
don't.
comfortable and you go.
Yeah, exactly.
And guess what? If you do, you're growing that trust with your kids.
Right.
And
I mean,
that's something
they're
you
just
need.
gonna be freaking sleeping. You know what I mean? Like,
Or sneaking some TV or games while you're
yeah,
in the
which
room.
is totally fine too.
Take the tablet. Don't leave the room. Oh.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm like okay, and like the reality is like let's like no boat like okay pretend it starts sinking. No boat
Yes.
of mine sinks in 2 seconds.
Especially those big ones.
Yeah. Although I didn't hear about that yacht in Italy. Did you see that?
And there's a homicide or something behind it because there's also somebody, his like co-partner or something a day before was killed in an accident.
What?
Yeah, and they got dismissed on like 13 charges. And
Ooh.
it's juicy. If you like look deep into it, there's a lot
Juicy.
to it. I was like, oh, all right. We
Hey.
got some
Spill
conspiracy,
tea.
right?
I swear to God, though, all that stuff. Sometimes you're like, when you see anything with like big name people.
Yeah, there's something.
What the shit are we talking about here?
You getting blown up?
Yeah. Well, okay. So long story short, I ordered like, we have the buff tickets, and tonight's the first game, and so the section we're in, like they're trying to do like a stripe out, you know, where they rotate colors, and ours is white. So Dan's taking Cal tonight for the game, and then I'm gonna deal with soccer.
Okay.
But so I was trying to get Cal a white CU shirt because he only has black ones.
Oh, yeah.
And so I ordered from Dick's yesterday because they have the same day delivery, and I was like, oh cool, like I didn't know they did that, so I did that. And next thing I know, it says out for delivery, and apparently Dick's then uses DoorDash to bring it to you. Well, DoorDash picks up my order, and this bitch goes north to Westminster.
No.
And I'm watching the whole time, right? Like she picked
They're
up at
traveling.
3:30, and she's staying only north, like up in Westminster. She's never even coming remotely close to my area.
Oh my god.
And so then I'm watching her, and like I'm taking screenshots this whole
Where
time
she's
because
at.
I'm like, there's something is weird here.
Yep.
And so next thing I know, I finally start coming south. So I'm watching, and she goes down the road right where the Dick's is originally that she picked up from, and she stops at the Dick's. So I take a picture on the screenshot. So like we're talking about taking screenshots.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, my delivery is marked as delivered.
What?
She marked it as delivered to my house, but she returned it to Dick's.
Oh.
So
that's weird.
I then have to get on the phone with DoorDash, and then I'm like,
explain the situation.
and they're like, okay, well, we can see by GPS that she marked it delivered when she wasn't near your house, like, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. Like, well, we can't process the refund. I said, okay, but I want you to not mark it as delivered so I can deal with Dick's to get
that
my
refund,
refund,
yeah.
please. It's like, well, I can't undo it. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't undo it? I said, so this bitch is getting money and paid and a tip for lying?
Oh.
And I said that to him.
How's
Like,
that possible?
so he's like, I'm gonna have to escalate it. And I'm
You
like,
think?
so then, Dick's, I get a hold of Dick's, and like they obviously now have to escalate it. They can't help me on the thing last night because they're like, we have to get a hold of DoorDash, we have to do all this stuff. I was like, I do understand that, you know. I'm like, I just said I really want a refund at this point because like I don't need it now.
Yeah. Past that point.
Yeah, and so he's like, yeah, no problem. So this morning I get an email from customer service that they verified everything I said, and so they immediately processed the refund, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay, the text I'm getting are from Dick's, and it says, your order is on the way. He's approaching with your delivery.
What?
So I already got my refund. I have the confirmation of that. And yet now it says,
You're getting another one.
like, what am I getting?
You're probably getting the same thing. They're probably giving it back to you and they refunded you. Sometimes they do that.
Like, I don't even get it. I mean, yeah, because like I'm looking at the tracking on it too, and it shows canceled. Like, see, look, canceled.
Weird. You got something going on. You have your ring cameras on?
Like, oh, good call. Should do that. Arm.
Show me if they show up.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, because usually we leave them off in the day.
Yeah, same.
Because it's too annoying.
They just go off all the time.
Yeah, like a tree moves and they go off. Right. It's a bit of doorbell see if someone's there already. Because it said they were close.
Oh, yeah.
No, there's nothing.
You can also pull up DoorDash. Do you have the app?
I do, but it's not through their app. That's what's weird. And then when I click this link, it's taking me back to that original order that's canceled, and there's nothing to track. And then see, the one from last night that shows delivered is still there. But see, it says order was delivered back to the Dix.
Oh, interesting.
But then see, yeah, she put my address. Like what the shit?
Oh god. Some people's kids.
And then we're about to get a free shirt here. I'm so confused. And I don't even feel bad for it at this point. I'm like, you guys, like, don't even
have your shit together.
What? Like, seriously, what?
Like, what is going
I'm sure, like, I don't know, Dan's on, like, non-stop calls because he's got to, like, be done early today.
on? Oh, yeah.
So, like, what I'm wondering now, no, yeah, because see, the first text, even at 10 o'clock, it said your order was canceled, and then an hour later, suddenly it's, your dasher is approaching.
I'm pretty sure they might be sending one out to you. I could be wrong.
I'm gonna laugh my ass off if something shows up.
Sorry for...
Or maybe their text or I have no idea.
There's something wrong with it.
Yeah, we'll just leave the thing live so that I can see. But I mean, at this point, I'm being like, well, let's screenshot that too, so I don't lose that text.
Yes.
Like, you told me it was canceled.
Right?
It's like email even, so I don't lose that one either. There it is. See, look.
Yep, you got it.
Whenever it loads, but yes, it's still there. Yeah, thank you for contact. We refunded it back to your card.
Oh my god. Alright. What is going on here? Those are the moments where you're like, what universe am I on right now?
Yeah, I don't. It's one of those things. Sometimes you're like, so there was one. I bought something off eBay. Never came. Okay, and I was even nice and like waited 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right, like it just disappeared into the universe
Okay.
after it was shipped. But like it never like really even showed that it was like dropped in the post office. So like I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
So I filed for the refund and I immediately got approved because I'd waited so long. Right.
Yeah.
And then like a week and a half later, it shows up. And this was like I'm not a jerk in those situations,
Yeah.
so I like DM'd the seller.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, it came to me, I still want it, because it was supposed to be like a gift, so like I had plenty of time to wait at that point.
Yep.
And I was like, I would like to pay you for it though,
Yeah.
like what's your PayPal?
Yeah.
And they like went on it. I can't even remember. It was like the weirdest response ever. Like, and it didn't even give me their PayPal. It made no sense. Like something about that it was already refunded. Like it was like a generic. Like I already refunded it. Like stop bugging me.
Oh, like
And
it wasn't a human writing you back.
Yeah, I don't even know what it was. It could have.
Oh.
Maybe it was a bot. Like it's so hard to tell. I showed it to my husband. I was like, I just was trying to be a nice
I
person
didn't
and
want to
pay
be a
for
jerk.
it.
I want to pay for what I got.
And he goes, and so then I looked and like on the eBay tracking even, it still never updated, even though I now had it in my physical possession.
Yep.
And so I tried one more time and nobody responded. So I just said, well,
Alright.
guess
Thanks.
I'm keeping it for free.
It's a gift. It's a gift.
Best free gift ever.
Right? You're like, thank you. I mean, I guess it's good karma on you when you have stuff like that happens.
yeah.
Versus like, here you go.
Have you ever had the like Amazon scams?
No.
So they want to pad reviews on some of those like knockoff Chinese items.
Okay.
So they will send a box of the items to you. That way it shows as a real purchase item so that they can write reviews on it. So if you get a box of just like random stuff and
That's
it has
what it
your
is?
name on it, it's like them trying to get like up their reviews and get and scam it.
No idea. That's crazy.
There was one gal, she was on like 9 News. She kept getting like a box like every 2 days of just shit she wasn't buying.
Oh my
And she was calling Amazon nonstop.
trying to return it.
Yeah, and they had no way to stop it because they didn't know like who was ordering it and like where it was coming from.
It was just going straight to her.
Yeah.
That's funny. I didn't know that was a thing. Usually I'm onto that sort of stuff.
I know. I was like, I wish like it would be good stuff though, because like the stuff she did that joke too. She's like, it's not even stuff I can use. Like,
It's just wasteful junk.
Just like random junk. Like.
Oh god.
So yeah, she was like donating a lot of it. She was saying like she would take it to like places where it was practical to donate it to, but like. I was just like, could you imagine just like nonstop? And then yeah, she said the same thing, and she's like, and then you're like, I get at risk for porch pirates because I'm getting like stuff every freaking day.
Oh my god, yes. The chaos.
I know, right?
Oh my god.
So funny. What's Faith been up to?
Oh, just living her best life.
Dang right.
Right. She's 21 and a half. Had an amazing summer, lots of concerts.
Nice.
Just living it. Driving me crazy.
Driving you crazy.
Driving me crazy. Yeah. And then Harper, we got her a tutor this summer.
Oh, good.
And she was recommended to us from another mom that had her son using her, and she's a 4th grade teacher, so it's perfect. She'll go to 4th grade.
Yeah.
She's her teacher.
Yeah. Oh, no way!
Yeah, so
how funny!
Harper's so excited because, I mean, she got comfortable with her. She was coming to our house twice a week.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
And I mean, even Ruby peed on her, so I mean, we're besties.
Oh, absolutely. Ruby's marked it.
Right? We are good to go.
She's like, I'm here.
All right.
Funny.
So, yeah, and then she got, like, the class of everyone and everything that she wanted.
Oh, perfect.
And her teacher's like, you know, she has